You interviewed the PM last weekend for 2 years, 2 years into his prime ministership.
Yep.
Good leader or bad leader?
Look, I think he's been pretty good. Everyone knows I'm soft on him. I know him. I know he's a good bloke. I think he's been Prime Minister in some very, very difficult circumstances, most of which are beyond his control. He's got a bit of a catch-22 situation where people are crying out for relief from cost of living pressures, but any relief runs the risk of being inflationary. So it's one of those things where you really have to sort of thread the needle in your budgets and your government policy. And I think he's done a pretty okay job. I mean, I'm very much a centrist. I think he is coming back to the centre from his early days in the left. And, you know, again, I'm biased.
Really?
I'll wear that on my sleeve, but I think he's doing a pretty good job.
No, I don't mind you being biased. Amanda, good leader, bad leader so far, 2 years in?
Look, well, I don't know him personally, but I can say that his policies and his decisions have been destructive for small businesses, and the ripple effect is devastating to families and communities. So from that aspect, I say he's a very poor leader. He's gone back on his word. And when it comes to leadership, we want someone with good quality character, someone that literally says something and you can trust them that they'll deliver on that. You know, blaming previous governments, I get that. Everyone does that, but that's no excuse for poor economic management.
You know, well, the Greenies watching us have just had a heart attack with that open fire burning in the background there in your lounge room, and that will be banned forever. They're turning us off now because you're burning wood.
Good. I love wood, and we shouldn't be getting rid of it. It's a natural resource, and it's great.
I've got exactly the same wood heater as you have, and I'll be turning it on when I get home. Joe, just on the PM, I know him not as well as you, but I know him. I said earlier he seems to be shrinking a little bit into the office. I think his confidence has been knocked about, particularly by The Voice. His media performances in front of the media pack, he seems to resent hard questions, which in the past he wouldn't have cared about, but he's getting very sensitive.
Yeah, look, I think a lot of people obviously got bruised by the Voice referendum, and it was appallingly run. And I say that as a yes supporter. I was just dismayed watching it all unravel in real time, and actually got pretty clinically depressed as a result. I can only imagine how Indigenous Australians must have felt. I think that with the PM, though, I'm always struck. I'm sometimes even alarmed by his confidence. I sometimes think he should be more worried than he actually is. But he's not a chest beater. He's never going to be that sort of tough guy, macho leader like Peter Dutton, who I also think is a great bloke and I really like. Albo, I think, is much more, again, he's much more of a centrist. I think he's much sort of warmer as a leader. Obviously, he has that history as being a sort of bit of a fixer for the left in the Labor Party, and you've got to be pretty rough and tough and have pretty strong elbows to do that. And I think he wants to sort of leave that behind him. He was also the sort of chief attack dog when he was leader of the House for the government and indeed the opposition. So, again, I think he wants to be more sort of the person he is, which is actually, you know, a pretty nice bloke who you want to have a beer with.